After the ball is over, after the skein is done, after the die lot's finished, and you are short just one, many a knitter has made a tearful and desperate call, pleading with their local yarn shop, go after that ball.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast, episode 243, and what I'm laughing at that you probably have no idea is I have a mound of things over here, just as we were getting ready to say hello, it fell.
But because it happened before I pointed at her, it will be edited off.
Well, the falling part.
The falling will probably edit off.
Okay. Anyway, welcome to the PHN Foon Woman Cave. I am Marlisha, also known as Lady Fernico, and apparently this is not going to stay there.
We don't need it.
Well, I need to have it where it's not going to be out of the way.
Where it's not going to be out of the way?
There. Yes. Okay.
You need to have it where it will be in the way.
What's your name?
I'm just trying to
What is your name?
understand you.
Oboe
comprehend
head.
you.
She's Oboe Head. What is your name?
It's very important to understand my co-host
your
and mother.
Name?
Hi, I'm Talia, also known as Franciscan Gypsy.
Also known as Brat. Okay. It is episode 243, as we said. And it is Wednesday, January 25th, because we have switched our recording day for the most part. We do want to welcome all new and returning viewers. Thank you for joining us here in the Woman Cave. We're glad
in the Fun Woman Cave.
In the Foon Woman Cave. PHN Foon Woman Cave. We want to welcome all new and returning viewers who have decided to spend some time with us. We know there's a lot of things, a lot of other demands on your time. If you are new, we hope you find something that you enjoy and that you will return. Blah, 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 blah. And if you are returning, yay. Okay. If you are on YouTube, you watch us on YouTube, please do feel free to check the subscribe button so that other people can find us and we know you're there. And if you're not in the Ravelry group yet, please join officially so you can be eligible for prizes and giveaways and things like that. We like to spread the love around a little bit. We do have one official new person, and that's Shanani, and I don't have a name for Shanani, but we welcome you, Shanani. Welcome to the Woman Cave.
Now, before you go into Cal's, what is in your mug?
Oh, I got my St. Paul mug today. I want it to be all owls today.
Oopsie.
Well, that's okay. Today's the Feast of St. Paul, Commission of St. Paul. I have chai tea.
And all they can see is the crow.
Give me a second. I will show you St. Paul. Although if you've been with us before, you have seen this mug.
Yes. But if you have not been with us before, you have not seen that mug.
They have now.
Yes. Until now. So, in my mug, which is the tortoise versus hare mug, is some Plum Deluxe. This is a new one.
I can't really smell it.
You can't smell it? I'll have to let you smell the tea itself. I can't believe you can't smell that. Okay. This is Plum Deluxe tea, raspberry cocoa truffle tea. It's got puree tea. I'm sure I'm mispronouncing that.
That's that Indian tea again?
Yeah.
Or whatever we'll call it.
Ceylon tea, raspberries, orange peel, cocoa nibs.
Where Ceylon tea comes from? Sri Lanka.
Huh.
I was reading in my tea book that if it's got the little lion, with the sea lion, it's from Sri Lanka.
Huh. Cocoa nibs, raspberry leaves, cornflowers, natural flavor essence, love and gratitude, has caffeine. So, with Andy's new label.
I miss the old label, Andy, with the teapot.
Here, let me take a sip and I'll let you take a sip.
Let's see if I can actually smell it now. Yes. But it smells good. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a kind of like a berry. Is there berry in there?
There's berries. There's raspberries.
Yes, that's what it is. That's exactly
there's
what it is.
raspberries and orange.
I taste the raspberries.
And then the cocoa.
Yeah.
Yeah, the orange is a little more subtle.
It reminds me of the candies that you take out of those samplers
Yes.
that have the raspberry center in them.
Yes.
That's what it reminds me of. It's very good. I'm going to have to get some of that.
Well, this is a limited one, so you better...
Okay. All right. Let's get to the promotions. The Undead Designer Along, which is Heidi from Undead Yarn, is still going. It's going strong. There's ending up the first one, which is January, which is Talia's Designs, Franciscan Gypsy, any one of her designs. And it runs from January 1st till January 31st. Okay. And this thing's going to do this now. I don't know what the problem is with my Kindle.
It hates you.
I need to get a new one. Anyway, okay. So January is Franciscan Gypsy Designs, any of her patterns, and there is an FO thread on the Ravelry group, and there is a whip thread, for lack of a better term, with the hashtags over on Instagram.
And I know someone tagged me in their owl they started. I tried to link over to it, follow the link over to it on Instagram just to see it in comments. But it was on my work break, something happened, I had to leave my phone, and then I wasn't able to find the post again. So I tried to comment on you, it didn't happen.
Hopefully they watch the podcast.
Yeah.
Next month, for 2 months, February through March, is Susanna IC, is the designer. And I went over and looked at her designs because she's new to me. And she, I wanted to, if at all possible, do something from her during the along. She has some really nice patterns. She seems to be predominantly shawls, but she also has sweaters. I think she has a couple sweaters. She has some hat and like accessory sets and accessories, and she's very good. She has very, very good. So I'm looking forward to trying one of her patterns. I have one ready to go in my cart, but I'm waiting to see if I have an opportunity to win it first. So we'll see what happens. In any event, I will be buying patterns because I have 3 or 4 of hers in my queue already, and I didn't realize who it was. So April, May is Laura Smoot. We all know Laura. If you're a member of the Ravelry group, PHN Ravelry group, you know Laura. She's
a friend of the podcast.
A friend and supporter of the podcast. So she will be April, May, and she's got wonderful patterns as well.
She does.
Okay, another along to look into is the annual Me, Myself, and I, Cal's the second annual, who is Laura Concert from the A Crocheting Hoovian podcast, and she is a Crocheting Hoovian. And the rules are in her group, just like Heidi's are in her group. And they're similar to our rules. Laura's are. They're, 1 whip per project per week, FOs, etc. And the future patterns are Talia's Franciscan Gypsy Designs. Laura's fantastic about doing that.
Yes, she is.
So I think they have 2 chances for a prize for a finished object if it's a Franciscan Gypsy design. But don't quote me on that. Go check out her thread. Go check out her podcast, because you do have to be a member of her group to be eligible for prizes over there. And she's also having a cobblestone hat Cal, and the cobblestone hat is by Susie Gorley. You know how much I like the bank head, and I have talked about the cobblestone hat. I haven't had a chance to start it yet. Laura did try it already, and she got addicted to it, so she's having a Cal for the cobblestone hat by Susie Gorley. So if you like Susie's hats and you want to try the cobblestone, or you've tried it and you enjoy it, there's a Cal going over in the Crocheting Hoovian podcast group for that as well. I don't know how long that's lasted. The rules are in her group for that. And then the last one that I'm mentioning is the Harry Potter Cal, which is Victorian Studio podcast, Maureen, Victorian Studio. And I believe that's all year. If you're like me and you don't read the Harry Potter books, or you don't want to read the Harry Potter books or movies or whatever, that's okay. There are plenty of colorways out there that are Harry Potter themed. There are patterns out there.
Yes, there's a really nice sweater. I've actually made it. It's from the unofficial Harry Potter Knits pattern book. It's put out by Interweave.
I love owls, so I've been looking for Hedwig things. I think Hedwig is the owl.
Oh.
I don't know. I think that's who it is. And there are some pretty colorways and things like that. So there are ways that it could be a pattern. It could be a colorway. I don't know if it's a product.
Some of the colorways have been nice.
Yes.
And then, of course, like Hermione's Everyday Sock. That's based on a Harry Potter character.
So there's plenty of opportunities, even if you're not a fan of that genre. I am a fan of the genre. I just
Not a fan
don't
of
care
that.
for that particular book. I haven't read it. So anyway, so you might want to check that out. Maureen always has wonderful prizes, and her podcast is amazing. You're missing out on something really special. She's super talented. This last podcast of hers, she was sculpting, and she makes these stitch markers out of
Clay.
Polymer clay,
Probably, yeah.
and epoxy. And she blows my mind. So you really need to go see what she
Epoxy
does.
sounds like a medical condition.
It's a glue, I think.
It sounds like a medical condition.
Everything sounds like a medical condition to you.
You sound like a medical condition.
I do
to
not,
me.
in fact.
Mm.
Anyway, going on to the current along in our group, we are heading toward the middle of the PHN Sweater Shawl Along 2017. I think it's the 4th annual or 5th annual, I forget. 4th annual, I think. Sweater Shawl Along.
Maybe. I don't know. I can't
And
remember. That involves thinking.
We are 1/3 of the way through at the end of the month. So there are lots of neat projects in there.
We're going on to 5
sweaters.
years of podcasting, so it's 4th annual.
Yeah, but we hit something, I think it was autism awareness that we hit 4 before we hit the 4 years. I don't remember what, because we were like overlapping or something. I forget. I don't know how we did it. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
That makes no sense.
I don't know. I don't care. In any event.
We couldn't have had it along before we had a
know.
podcast year.
I don't care. It is distracting me from what I'm trying to say. Unless you want to be flicked on your nose, you're going to have to stop. Okay. Whatever along annual, this has got to be 4th. PHN Sweater Shawl Along. It began January 1st. Hello, Hope. It began January 1st and will go until the 31st of March. 30 days has September, April, June, and November. Yes, March. Okay. Any knit, crocheted, or loom netted sweaters or shawls will be acceptable. You do not have had to start it on January 1st. It could have been started before, but it does have to be worked on during the time period.
Oh, hey, did you know that everyone uses that poem for figuring out how many days of the month there is?
Well, I figured not everybody knows it.
Beth did a different one at work, and I wish I could remember it.
Well, you have to ask her next time you see her.
Yeah.
The 1 whip per project per week, and of the FO whenever you're finished. We have a wonderful co-host, Lucky Jenny Knits, who is Jenny, and yay, hi Jenny.
Hi, Jenny.
So she is our co-host, and yeah, I won't say anything more about that until I receive what she sends me, because I don't know what it is. So we do have prizes. We have a Silver Shed USA wedge bag in the grazing sheet fabric, and I believe it's a medium size. No, it's a small. Small? No, it's a medium, isn't it?
Mm.
I don't know. I can't remember. It's a small or a medium bag, and it's beautiful.
I don't remember what it looks like.
It's got the sheep on the green.
Well, that doesn't mean I remember the size
it's
and what
cute.
it looks like.
It's cute. That's
I don't remember what I eat for breakfast.
donated by Anne from the Silver Shed USA Etsy shop. She has wonderful bags in there, and she's always innovating. So if you like bags, you need to pop over to Anne's. Then there's Yarns It, who is Jeannie Claver. Jeannie, I'm sorry, Jeannie, I probably said your name, and you probably didn't want your last name there. So you guys didn't hear that. Shh.
It's like saying Daniel Jackson.
Daniel Jackson. Yeah, it just kind of went out.
Together.
Yes. You never say just Daniel. It's Daniel Jackson.
Daniel Jackson.
She donated 3 $10 or less patterns to each of one.
Can you try this again?
Oh, gosh. One of each of 3 lucky winners. In other words, one $10 pattern for each of 3 lucky winners.
Woo!
Thank you, Jeannie.
Yes, thank you.
Valeria donated a skein of lace weight yarn and a skein of sock weight yarn. Thank you, Valeria.
Thank you.
And the other ones, I'm not going to tell you what they are. They are coming, and we will show you and tell you when we get them. But we do have more coming. Okay. All right. That's basically it. Unless you're ready to go to whips, unless you have other things to
Oh, wow, we're already at whips.
hope.
Oh, hopefully you guys, it's a little bit easier to watch us now. I just started a new allergy medicine. It doesn't take the congestion completely away, but it makes it a lot more manageable.
Right.
It lasts every 12 hours. I probably should actually be taking it twice a day instead of once a day.
Now, before we go further, after you're done with this, are you done?
Yeah.
This is the shirt that I kept telling you guys about that Davina got me for Christmas. There's York. And on the back, I don't know if they can see or not. You have to stand.
Team Owl.
Owl. I promised Davina I would wear it, so I want to make sure I called your attention to it. And here's one of the necklaces she made me. I think it was last year for my birthday or for Christmas or
And
something.
this is what you saw how easily Mom took it off. That's because it's magnets.
Magnetic clasp. So I wanted to make sure I showed that before I forgot, because she will ask me when she sees me, and I want to be able to tell her that I did.
Yeah.
So there we go. Okay. All right. Whips.
Yes, we need to see how many.
Rough drafts.
I'm really shocked that we're already at this point.
I'm going to have to ask Daddy for a new Kindle because this is ridiculous.
Redunculous.
Yes, it is. What's happening is when I turn the pages, when I move the swipe onto the side, it's not going onto a page, it's kind of going half and half, so that's why I'm having trouble reading my show notes.
We're counting. I have 8.
I think I have 10. I can't tell because it's dry.
Holy, Mom.
7.
I was impressed with me.
I can't tell because...
All right, here, let me count. Woof.
All right, I'm going to
Counting
start.
will commence.
I'm going to start because...
Good heavens.
Do you see what I'm talking about?
What are you breaking stuff for?
I didn't break it.
I didn't break it.
Anyway, I'm going to start because I know I have one more than she does at least. So, what's my first one on there?
Follow your dreams.
Follow your dreams. Okay. In my Knitting's My Bag medium size blue Wide Awake owls. I love this bag. I love owls. As if there was any doubt about that. Is my Yowza Weigh It shawl. And I don't know what the yarn is, colorway, because
We'll just go with 10.
I think it's 10.
Yeah.
It's driving me nuts.
You might have to do physical until...
Yeah, I might have to print this out for the rest of the podcast.
We can do that after we...
Yes. Okay.
I'm just going to use the tissue words. This is a lot better than it has been, though, guys.
This is my Follow Your Dreams project in the Yowza Weigh It Shawl 3 pattern. This is Susan B. Anderson. And I'm using US 8 5mm Chow Goose circular needles and a 32-inch cord. And the color is the Grand Dream colorway. And you haven't seen... Did I show this last week? I think I picked it up last week because I wanted to work on it. And you can see the blues and the purples in this. It's really pretty.
I have enough trouble remembering what I showed last week, let alone what you showed last week.
So this is the Weigh It shawl, the Weigh It 3. And I like this pattern because it's fairly mindless. It's just, pretty much basically knit. And
it's a very comfortable shawl to wear. I use mine as a scarf all the time.
I use mine all the time. When I finally figured out how to wear it, I use it all the time. If I just want a little bit of coverage on my shoulders, I'll just wear it.
Well, that's what I like about the Yowza. Actually, that's what I like about most of the shawlettes, is that they're versatile.
Right.
More versatile than a scarf. A scarf I can only use one way. I can only use it around my neck. But a shawl, I can use it as a scarf, or I can put it around my shoulders if I just need a little bit of shoulder wrap.
The ones I don't care for as much are the ones that are kind of in between. I want it to be either big or small enough that I can bunch it up in front without being, all like looking horrible and like I have this up to here, a muffler up to here. But this is a really good pattern. She has, 4 Weigh It shawls out? I think it was 4.
I can't remember.
I've only done the 3.
I've only done 2 of them.
I've only done 1, but I've done 2 of them.
I think I've done 2 and 3.
So that's a really good pattern. And
But 3 is my favorite.
if I have 10 and you have 8, I have to do 1 more, right?
Yes.
Okay. This is going to be annoying. Okay. In my...
Well, I figure by the time you're done with yours and I do 1, we'll be able to go to break and then you can print off a new show notes.
I have to go old school. Okay.
You mean actual paper?
Actual
Papel?
paper. This is my Blue Sky Shawl project, and this is not a pattern on Ravelry. This is just something in my head. And I'm using US 8s again. These are Knit Picks Harmonies. And the yarn is Utopia Lima in the Blue Sky colorway. This yarn was given to me by the very sweet and lovely Laura Concert, who is a crocheting Hoovian, about 6 months ago, I guess.
It has been a while. It has it been 6? I know
been a while.
It's been a while because I made the socks that I'm wearing now.
Right.
Out of the yarn she
It
gave
took
me.
me a while to figure out what to use this with because it had such good yardage, and I didn't want to waste any of it. And with this,
Speaking of yarn, she gave around the same time.
yeah, it's 600.
Batman, Superman socks.
This is 600 yards, and I didn't want to waste it on something. You know, sport weight 600 yards. I had a different yarn on this. I had Heidi's Violently Happy,
Accident
colorway on this, and I think I'm going to use it for something else. Either I'll hold it double and make an owl, or I
I
might
think
make some socks.
Heidi just started frothing at the mouth and
I
convulsing.
know. Well, she knows I'm a heathen about this kind of stuff. She just knows. I mean, and not only are we...
You need to provide a warning before you say things like that.
Well, not
before
only
she
are we
goes into
heathens,
epileptic shock.
we're getting other people to become heathens, like
catchy.
like Laura. So, and this is in my Crafty Nomad bag. Kim made this. It's one of her first bags. I won it from her. So, thank you for that, Kim. All right, it's your turn.
Okay, so in my Mama C Tutors bag, which I will show you in the 5 seconds after I finish knitting these 2 stitches. There we go. So I call this my tutor bag. It was made by Mama C, who is a very generous member.
She is a very generous
PHN.
person. She is.
This got a lot of work on it. This is Kay's Fault mitered square blanket, and I'm using Scrap Sport DK and worsted weight yarns. And this is.
Don't you have a bulky in there too?
I do have a bulky in there. And I think I have a couple bulkies in there because the first bulky I put in was way at the beginning. Oh, this is the wrong side. Boof. Okay, it was this square. I had made Davina a pair of mitts or something out of this.
Out of bulky?
I can't remember what I made for her out of this.
Huh.
Or maybe it's not bulky. Maybe it's just unplied. It might just be unplied.
That could be.
I can't remember now because I think I actually made a zuzu, so it is worsted. Because she wears it when it's colder. When she wears she tends to wear her socks more than she does anything else I make. Oh, and the
little poncho.
Diana's hats.
And the poncho.
Yeah. Diana's hats she wears a lot.
And she wears the hats a lot. She wears the one I made her that's
Yeah,
crochet.
she loves that yellow hat. Honestly, I need to make her some more hats because she and those kind of hats she can wear at church because she tends to wear them.
Yeah, she likes to wear those instead of mantillas.
So anyway, this was inspired by KF Jones's little recipe for the mitered square blanket, and you can see this is what it looks like when you've got sections done. This will be size for a queen size bed. I've been working on this a little over a year now. And this got quite a bit of work done on it this week. This is just what I wanted to work on. This green, I'm trying to remember what that came from.
That's pretty.
It is pretty. It came from something and I can't remember what. So, did this one here.
That makes me happy.
This one here. I think this is one of the ones that Laura sent me.
That looks like a biddy or something.
Yeah. This gray here, and the blue.
I like that blue. It's pretty.
It is pretty.
Is that the one you made for the hat?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
That one is. Hold on the other side of the blanket.
Of course it is.
Here. You see, there's still a depth to Mad Tosh.
Oh, yeah. Mad Tosh has a different... they're both pretty.
They're both pretty, but there's a depth to this Mad Tosh. It's just gorgeous.
This is brighter, but this has more depth to it.
Yes. Then there's this one, which is from your kitten over here.
That's Orange Tabby.
This one's from a biddy from Brittany.
Right. I remember that, yeah.
I think this was JD's Brittany.
Yes, I think
I mean, JD's Brittany. Wow. JD's biddy.
I didn't even catch it.
And then this is started from... I think this is one of the yarns I got from... You can barely see it right now. but I actually think this is either one of the yarns I got from Laura or one of the yarns that I received from the lady from Australia.
I think it was Australia because you had to.
You
both had a while to wait.
Yeah. And she had actually sent hers out twice because she had the wrong address the first time around. So.
Did they come back to her?
I think it must have.
I hope so. Boy, that was rough.
So I got a total of 6 squares in a little bit.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry, Sesame Street. Davina used to sing that all the time. We had a tape, and one of the little songs on it was counting, and they were doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I can honestly say I don't remember that.
You were only a year old. You were too busy drooling. You weren't even a year old.
So this got quite a bit of work done on it. This is my TV knitting this week. So it's about a square per rawhide episode. Plus, when I was talking to my study partner from nursing school eons ago, Emily and I
were talking to her eons ago? That's what you said?
Okay, my study partner from nursing school eons ago and I
Yes.
were talking on Skype.
Word order is important.
Slightly. I got a couple squares done then. We talk every once in a while. We haven't seen each other, been in the same room with each other since nursing school, and that's been about
8 years?
8 years. Yeah, it'll be 8 years in May. So we're hoping by May we'll be able to make an effort to see each other again.
She's gonna come down here?
Yeah, they need to pass. She and her husband have to pass
That's
through
right, 'cause
Winchester.
like I said, we're welcome. They're welcome to have dinner here. It'd be nice to have them here.
So, yes. There's got quite a bit of work done on it.
The long way around that project.
Yes, it is. And honestly, I think we can come to a stop because we only have like 5 minutes.
Okay, so we're gonna let the camera cool down, and I'm gonna get a paper copy of my notes so that I don't have fits trying to read my show notes off the Kindle. And we'll be back.
Okay. I'm going to get up.
And we're back. Hope you
Return
didn't miss us
we
too
have.
much. I am sans Kindle paper now.
We went and got another cup of tea.
Yeah.
I exposed Mom to the awesomeness, which is part of the Newsies movie.
But you've already done before.
Yeah, but
not
haven't
that
seen,
one.
You haven't seen that clip.
Yeah.
I actually probably showed you the one for the Broadway musical.
I don't remember.
Which
the one you
has-
one of the ones you showed me was they were out in the street dancing.
Okay.
But anyway, did I show the last project, or did you?
I did, because I did the blanket. You did
Okay.
2 and then I did the blanket.
All right. Oh, okay. In my,
Let me set my half-hour timer.
make sure I'm in the right place here.
Just in case we get really caught up in our talking, it's good to have a timer.
Yeah.
I mean, usually I try to watch the time pretty closely because we try to let the camera cool. For those of you who are new,
Right.
my camera will cut out if I don't let it cool for a little bit. So I'd rather splice the video together and take breaks than have it cut out and possibly lose recording.
In my Mama C bag. Yes, Christina. I love this bag. My words. I found the card, or actually Ty found the card that you sent with this, and I reread it, and you were absolutely right. I love words.
Words. I'm so sick of words. First from him, now from you.
Is that all you?
Is that all you blighters can do?
I can't remember.
Yeah.
Because I'm half focused. All right. I don't want to talk over you.
I love that song.
Okay. This is my Aurora the Owl. It is a new project. It was not on the hook last time. This is Franciscan Gypsy Designs York the Owl pattern. And you might recognize the yarn and you'll figure out what it is later. But that's as far as I've gotten. This is the head. And the yarn looks like this.
And Mom went ahead and she changed out her show notes for paper.
Yeah, I told him that.
Oh, well,
You were
I
not
don't
paying
actually
attention.
listen to you when you
I know
talk.
you don't. You're thinking about something else.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is the head for the owl, and I will tell you. You probably recognize the yarn. Keep that thought and see if you're right. I will tell you where it came from. You haven't seen the project in a while, so I won't be surprised if you don't know what it is. But some of you might. And the name of the yarn is old stash. It's my first yarn that wasn't acrylic.
Oh, that's right. It's alpaca, isn't it?
It's It's sport weight Bella Sarah's knitting basket yarn in the Northern Lights colorway. And I think there's alpaca in this. I don't know if it's completely alpaca.
I think the seller sold mostly alpaca. Honestly, though, unless it's baby alpaca, I don't necessarily find that it's very soft.
Yeah. This is... Yeah, it's alpaca. 80% huakea and 20% merino. I guess a huakea is some kind of alpaca because it's alpaca yarn. So, but anyway, you might recognize this colorway, and I will tell you where it came from later on when we get into the frog pond. So that's that. I'm enjoying that because I always like making the owls. I don't know if that's going to be for me or for somebody else.
I guess it is turn of mine.
It is.
I got randomly in my head. I was like, turn to mine. If I can remember the tune, the tune to Every Man of Mine.
Mm-hmm.
Shania Twain. I got that in my head, but just replace that.
You're talking about Shania Twain.
Yeah, Shania Twain. Yeah. Like now in my head it says Every Turn of Mine, which makes absolutely no sense. But
no.
But that's what jumped into my head randomly. Let me find my project bag. Ah, there it is. Oh, hi there, sweetheart. I bumped
Cinna.
I bumped him on the nose.
Cinna does not like to be bumped on the nose.
I bonked him on his Cinna nose.
Not to be confused with a Cinnabon.
Not to be confused with a Cinnabon. So, in my Kiki Boo Bags teacups bag, which actually does get a fair amount of work. This is my morning knitting.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm saying my rosary before work, because I can stick it in. I can have the rosary going in my phone and my headphones, and get a couple rows done. And it keeps me from drifting off while I'm saying the rosary right after I wake up, because otherwise I'll fall asleep. Just because it's a very meditative and sleepy thing to do when you first wake up. And that's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. Anyway, this is my pair of Nightcrawler socks. The pattern is Miss L's basic 6-ply sock pattern. And I think I said pattern twice, because that's the way I roll. The pattern is by Miss L. I'm using Undead yarn on the Witch base in the colorway Jeans in a T-shirt self-striping. For those of you who do want to make socks with Witch base, I have made a couple socks with Witch base. I think my navy blue ones I wore last night to work were on the Witch base. They're very comfortable, but they are not superwash. So just a heads up, this is a nice yarn to knit with, but you may or may not want to make socks out of it, depending on if you want superwash for your
She does
socks.
have a different base that is superwash.
Yes, I just happened to decide to knit socks out of a non-superwash base.
Mm-hmm.
So just a heads up.
Heidi's yarns are fantastic. It doesn't matter if they're superwash or non-superwash.
But I just wanted to give you a heads up if you wanted to make socks out of this yarn, just to be forewarned.
Is that fingering?
No.
It's sport.
It is sport.
So is it cemetery that's the cemetery base that's superwash?
I can't remember.
I can't remember. Cemetery might be your DK.
So, I think this is sport versus DK. I'm pretty sure which is...
I think it's sport, yeah.
I'm pretty sure which is sport.
I'm just trying to figure out which is the superwash sport.
Oh, I don't know. Because for a little while she didn't have one. She just had Witch.
Right.
And I haven't kept track of the new bases. A lot of times I just go, oh, pretty, and don't really look at what the base is. And other than, like, oh, hey, it's the weight. I don't necessarily look if it's superwash or not, because I use everything for toys. And I even use everything for socks. I prefer it to be superwash, but I hand wash my socks anyway.
I don't like to work with non-superwash for the most part because it bothers my hands.
Now, Witch won't bother your hands.
I've used Witch before.
Witch is not a problem. Witch is one of the nicer non-superwashes.
That's one of the problems I had with West Yorkshire Spinners. It was very rough on my hands.
West Yorkshire Spinners is very itchy.
Mm-hmm. I think it's whatever the actual fiber is.
Yeah, because
I like their colors.
I was sensitive to West Yorkshire Spinners.
I
am not sensitive to Heidi's Witch base.
I had to pull it off because it was bothering my hands.
Yeah, no, this Witch base is not like the West Yorkshire Spinners now. And
I
love the way West Yorkshire Spinners
we both love West Yorkshire Spinners. West Yorkshire Spinners. We do like it. I just can't work with it in the figure way.
I can work with it. I'm just my skin's fairly sensitive, and I couldn't wear it as a shawl. Not to mention I don't particularly like finger weight shawls.
With it. No, I don't like finger weight. I wish that I could afford more of it for toys.
Yes, I love how it worked up in the owl.
But they don't have like a sport weight. They only have...
No, they have...
They have Aran and they have fingering.
No, they do have an in-between.
They do?
Mm-hmm.
What's
Because
it
I
called?
remember, I don't know.
They have a DK?
I think they do.
I never seen
Because
it.
I seem to remember someone saying they picked one up.
Oh, okay.
But I used Aaron to design the owl. Anyway, long story long, to quote a certain,
Yeah.
let's see, it was Froggy Monkey,
Mm-hmm.
and her name is Amy. She no longer podcasts, but she and her husband Darren used to have the Knitting Circles podcast, and I actually really miss them.
I do too. But, you know.
Anyway, this is the pair of socks so far. I'm on the foot. Later on I'll have to start the second sock, but I need to finish this one first. So it gets a little work. What?
I was listening to Kay and Dan, and she was going to say second sock syndrome. I think she said sock and sect. I think is what she said. And she Kay laughed because, Kay, that's exactly something I would do. It's just something that would come out of my mouth, and I just had to laugh. It was so funny.
But there we go.
And now that the Kay and Dan have been mentioned.
Yes. So this got some love. A little bit every day.
Okay. In my Kikiboo medium-sized holiday owls bag, which I use whenever I feel like it, because owls are owls. And just because there's gifts on there doesn't mean it's a holiday necessarily, right?
Even if it is like red and green. Red owls.
They're not red,
Red.
they're orange.
Red
And
sock.
brown. I don't care. Okay, I'm using, this is a Cindy loom that Laura Concert gave me, and I'm making another hat here, and I'm using still this, that's not correct. I've changed, I changed the name of the project, but I didn't change the particulars. This is what I made my hat and cowl out of, the Sea Brett Marble, I think it is. Laura Concert made a turtle out of the blue.
Did you lose the ball band?
Probably. It wasn't in this bag to begin with, so it's probably in that.
She
one.
lost the
It's
ball
probably
band.
No, it's probably in.
That's
My
right. You didn't
yellow
lose
one.
it. You just can't find
Can't
it.
find it. Reference. Okay. Anyway, this is the autumn. This is harvest colorway. So this is my baby harvest hat, and I haven't gotten overly far on it. And it looks kind of dull right now, but it will be changing colors pretty soon here. And it'll be interesting to see if I have enough of this chunky yarn to finish this size hat or not. I've already got a hat, a cowl, and now this. So it'll be interesting to see if I can do all this
Yeah.
with the one chunky, because this had like 300 and some odd yards
It's a lot in chunky.
for the chunky, and it was very affordable, and it's acrylic, and it's soft. The only thing I have to say negative about this is you have to be careful because the way it's plied, it's kind of loose, so if you hit it with a needle or a pick or something like that, it comes apart. It splits.
Yeah.
But once I was aware of that, it wasn't a problem. So I'm enjoying this.
So, my next one, just make sure I already talked about that, is in my Silver Shed USA nursing caps on a pale field bag. These are the Mike and Sully socks for Mom.
It almost sounded like you said Mike and Silly.
You know. The pattern is a classic sock pattern by Melissa Morgan Oakes. And I'm using Undead yarn in the base spider. That's her sock blank. And the colorway is Mike and Sully. And I am actually, you can't tell because I'm not very far into the main part of the sock, but I am finally out of the little cuff and entered into the sock part, the leg part.
Is this a paid for pattern?
It's from book.
Oh, okay. Because I was going to ask what the different was if you wanted stockinette from it.
No, it's not going to be stockinette.
Because this is stockinette.
No, it's not. It's ribbon.
That's ribbing?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's just, what is it, 1 by 1?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then it goes like to a 1 by 3.
Right.
Um,
It's very pretty.
so it'll be very nice. I just barely have started the main part of the sock because I prefer to knit socks that have some sort of ribbing down the leg.
I like that.
Even if the cuff is like a tighter rib and then you go into a wider rib. Simply because it keeps the sock from rolling down. The only socks I have that roll down are actually the socks I'm wearing and the
slouchy ones?
Other slouchy ones I made. I have 2 pairs. I'm not likely to make any more because I don't like socks that roll down. It makes me go...
I don't like it. I was walking around. I had a pair of socks on the other day, and they were store-bought socks, and I don't know what it was about, but it kept pooling under the arch of my foot and drove me absolutely nuts. So I like wearing her socks because they don't pool under my feet.
Well, it's because I knit them well, and I
Even
knit
if she does
them
say so herself.
with ribbing all the way.
Yes, I like the ribbon all the way.
So you'll probably rarely, if ever, see me knit a plain stockinette sock. I'm going to have always some sort of pattern on the leg.
Now, if I take like a, I don't know, sock, I'm assuming that Hermione's everyday sock is stockinette. If it is, and I
think actually it has some sort of pattern. I've only barely looked at Hermione's
if I
everyday
looked
sock.
at a basic sock that had nothing but stockinette and I put ribbing in, that wouldn't change anything, right? I just changed the stitches. I mean, it'd still be the same count.
It should be, because it'll just tighten it up. Because
But it'll stretch.
Yeah. That's actually what I like about ribbing as well. You can be a little off on your gauge, and it's very forgiving.
Mm-hmm. As long as you don't have it too big.
Right.
Okay.
Although ribbing does squish down pretty well.
Yeah, but it can only squish down so much before the fabric gets in the way.
Yeah.
I forget what Kay was talking about with that brioche hat she was doing with all that fabric in between.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, my next project is in my Stitched by Mimi bag. I like this bag so much. I just love it. It's my tea.
No, you don't. You
This
hate
is
it.
actually teacups and not coffee cups. Teacups bag by
Yes, it is
Stitched by
actually
Mimi,
teacups.
who is Sandy.
It's quite lovely.
And I made some progress on this. I think I did about 3 or 4 rows. Because this is getting long. And I know that I should have finished this ages ago, but I'm not rushing anything. I don't need it to be finished in any particular time period. It'll be finished when I finish it. I want to be able to use it
when it's finished.
I want to be able to wear it before the weather gets warm again. But I don't know when. So it's getting bigger.
It's getting bigger all the time.
All right. So there we go. I'm looking forward to having this off the needle so I can wear it. I actually pulled yours off the chair the other day to see how it felt locked. And it's a nice size and shape. I don't think I'm going to have to add anything.
No.
Which means I may have a skein of this to
Play with.
or give away or whatever.
Well, it's always useful to have skin and play with.
Well, and this color can be
works
used
for
for toys.
toys.
This one especially.
I do love yowza for that because I can use it for socks. I
very-
can use it for shawls.
It's very
I can use
versatile.
it for toys. It's really versatile.
It's very versatile. You can use it for almost anything. So
So, in my...
And that's the Sock Knitter Shawl by K.F. Jones.
In my Silvershed USA Fall Leaves purse, this didn't get a whole lot of work done on it. My Christmas peppermint socks, it's trying to come out. There we go.
It knows it wants its close-up. It's
Mr.
ready
DeMille.
for its close-up, Mr. DeMille.
Christmas peppermint socks, which is the basic ribbed sock using magic loop pattern by Melissa Bayer. I believe on Ravelry the pattern is just called the
Do you have 2 socks by her?
no. The other one's Melissa Morgan Oaks.
Oh.
This is Melissa Bayer. I started them around the same time, which is part of where the confusion comes in.
I just heard Melissa, I think, that
Yeah.
I turned off.
So, I'm using Dragonfly fibers in the base dragon sock, and the colorway is still Christmas.
That's so pretty.
And I've made decent progress on that leg.
Little pops of white. Look like
Yep.
stars.
Uh,
Or is that Stelina? No, it's white.
no, it's white. I don't have any stellina in here.
It's very pretty.
And I do like this pattern. This will probably be my go-to sock pattern. I can't remember if it was a free pattern or not. It might have been. And this is my, walking around knitting. Just the knitting I always have with me in case I'm waiting in line or something.
Okay, let me see here.
There simply hasn't been time to knit at work lately.
Okay, I think this is the right bag. I'm having an avalanche here. Okay.
A landslide?
Yes, a landslide.
Landslide will
Okay.
bring you down.
Stevie Nicks. All right.
I think the version I first heard, though, was Dixie Chicks.
Yeah, but that's Stevie Nicks. That's not Dixie Chicks. In my Silver Shed USA 2X TARDIS bag, somebody asked me about this TARDIS bag. I don't know who it was. They sent me a private message, and I will get back to you. Yes, this is mine. My bag. I didn't make it, but it's mine. Okay. This is my... this is Silver Shed USA by the lovely Aunt Brody. This is the Trust Me shawl from the Sock Knitter Shawl. So it's my second Sock Knitter shawl. And it's also on a Yowza What a Skein in the Trust Me colorway. And I did some work on this. I think I did about 4 or 5 rows on this last night, actually, because it's smaller, so I was able to get more done on it. Let me see if I can... I'm just starting the first set of pattern repeats, sorry, Taya, on this. And I'm using my Chow Goose. I think these are size 8s as opposed to the size 9s I'm using for the other one. So it'll be interesting to see how much the size difference. I don't know if you can see the beginning of the pattern here or not, because it's just starting.
Yeah.
But there's the beautiful, it's not a solid
That's not a
green.
Yowza, that's case shawl.
I know, the skein is Yowza.
Oh, okay.
I said that.
I was listening. I
I
was
know,
thinking
something else. Let's clean out your ears with my handy dandy ear cleaners. So I'm enjoying, I enjoy this shawl, as you can tell, because I do have 2 of them on the needles. I had a fingering weight one, but I took that one out because I didn't enjoy it on fingering weight. I prefer the slightly bigger yarn. So, and this is, most of you know that Yowza is kind of like a light worsted DK weight, so I'm enjoying this. And this is the other color I'll be using on for the border. It's just subtly darker. I don't remember what that is. I can't find the ball band. I think Dan ate it.
I think he did too.
Yes. Okay. So that's that.
Okay, so in my oh, that's right. I changed
You mentioned
bags.
Brittany today, right?
Yes, I did for the yarn I had used. In my Silver Shed USA Batman bag is my Faded Glory shawl, which is the Lala Simple Shawl pattern by Laura Linneman. And I'm using Lady Furnico Creations Bulky in the colorway Forever Urban Blue Jeans. I've gotten to the point where I have been able to just read the knitting. I don't have to mark it off. I mean, I still occasionally have to read the notes I made on the pattern, but
It's very pretty. This color's showing off nice.
yes, it is.
It's not quite that bright.
I
but
think it'll be a little bit closer to color when it's actually recorded.
yeah. It's very warm.
And actually, it matches my blue jeans that I'm wearing. Mom got it very close to color. So, this is an enjoyable pattern. And it'll be a nice warm shawl.
And that's Lady Furnico Creations in the bulky weight.
Yes, I said
In
that.
Forever Blue Jeans.
I said that.
Did you?
Yes.
I didn't listen.
You weren't paying
I'm
attention.
paying
Yeah.
attention.
You were thinking something else.
Yes.
So, this is an enjoyable shawl. I think I was working on this in the car the other day.
Okay. I'm not used to working on paper. I keep forgetting to tick things off that I've done. Okay. My next one is my bubblegum hat from the Bankhead Hat pattern by Susie Gorley. And I'm using US 7 needles and Lady Furnico Creations yarn, worsted weight in a bubblegum oops colorway. And I'm still not decreasing yet, but I have made some progress, as you can see. There's the purple pools for some reason. And I don't mind it. It just like it has little arrows everywhere.
It's kind of fun.
I kind of like it. So, yeah, that's the way that turned out. And I'm having fun with this. This should be done relatively quickly if I can just sit down and do it. And I think this is going to be going to Brittany, possibly,
For the charity.
for her charity stuff. I still have the other hats I'm supposed to give her. I think they're waiting for this to go off. And this is the Tortoise versus Hare bag by Anne Brody for our Tortoise versus Hare Cal that we were asked to co-host with Laura concert. Cushion Hoovian, that's her baby.
Yes.
Okay.
Now,
It's hot in here.
speaking of arrows, this is a bit of a stretch.
Arrows. Okay.
In my Silver Shed USA Tree Frogs bag is my tutorial toy for the Dachshund design I showed you a couple weeks back. Getting closer. I'm hoping within a week or so I can get the tutorial videos done, because I'm still working on completing a toy. Hoping I can get the tutorial videos done and it out to testers. But I'll let you all know when that's up in the thread. When it's up in the group, I mean. I'll also open a thread. Tag, earburn, the usual suspects.
Okay, let's see here. That one's done. Okay, and following right along with that, I think it's in here. Check.
I think after you do yours, we go on break again.
Okay, hold on, just let me. Yes, in here is also, this is Gandalf, and this is the Dachshund, Arrow the Dachshund. So I can't show you this because he's in testing. So, and that's admitting my bag, large Serap bag. So if you want to stop now, it's probably a good time
probably
to stop.
a good time to stop. I'll have 2 to talk about when we come back.
And I will have 2 as well.
Okay, good. So we planned this well. Yes. All right. Gonna go ahead and put us on break.
Yep. Hello, we're back. Was it my turn or your turn?
It was trying to remember.
Trying to think of what.
It was your turn.
Okay. All right, my next one is.
No, it was your turn. I think you're the last one who went. Hold on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Last time you were the one who went last. So in my Birdies and a Wire bag is something I can't show you.
Well, that was short to the point. Okay. My next one is my Bright's baby blanket, and this one Ty actually is going to have to help me a little bit because I was doing this while I was watching Rawhide, and I was trying really hard not to misread what instruction I was on, and I think I dropped down and then I stopped myself, but I didn't go back and fix it.
Rowdy distracted you, didn't he?
Yes, he did. It had to be. But anyway, here's my
Or it
blanket.
could have been Pete's fault.
It could have been Pete. No, Pete wasn't on the last one.
Oh, it was the last one that you messed up?
Yeah, it was the last one. Okay, so here's my... This is the malt pattern by Tin Can Knits.
It's a pretty yarn.
Yes, it is. And I'm using Hobby Lobby. I love this yarn in the Brights colorway. And I have several skeins of this.
That's working up so pretty.
It is. I just started in the stockinette section. I don't know if you can see that there or not.
Yeah, they can.
But the problem comes... Where is it? Here, let me have this for a second. The problem comes because I must not have been... I realized that I had made a mistake, and actually I might have made a couple of mistakes. Let me see here. Okay. Yeah, see? Here's the 10, right? And then this section right here, you can see where I've got...
Oh, I see where you accidentally gartered it.
I gartered it here. And then I think all the rest are okay, but you might have to check and see if I have to do anything else. Because this looks like it's bigger.
Do you know how to drop down and fix a knit stitch into a...
No. And that's why I'm going to need help on. But I can't do it while I'm watching television.
Yeah.
But because it looks like, doesn't this look like this is bigger here than here? Or is it just the way it's falling?
It's just the way it's falling. This is fine, this is fine. This is fine, this is fine.
It's just right here.
Yeah, and it's just... Yeah,
It's
you
about-
just
it's
have to
about-
drop down a few rows.
Yeah, it's about maybe 20 stitches.
Yeah.
So what we're talking about is if you can see... What's it, from here... I'm not a good enough knitter yet that I
How come when you make mistakes, it always makes more work for me?
because you're the K of this group. So I don't think you can see it. Well, yeah, you can. You can see the garter stitch there, and if I move over here, you can see where it's starting the stockinette. See? So I have about 15 or 20 stitches, and
I need to learn you how to fix your own mistakes.
yes, you do. I try to fix my own mistakes, but I don't want to do multiple stitches right now. I don't know how to do that. I don't know which way to bring it up. You know what I'm saying? I know about bringing the loop up. I've tried it before, but I don't know which way to go up to make it go the other direction it's supposed
You just
to.
try until you see what it looks like, and then you...
Well, if I do that, I'm going to end up tearing it out. So,
Well, there's no sense in doing that. It's just a few stitches.
well, that's my point, though. If I mess it up enough, I'll tear it out. Anyway, I do like this pattern, and there's nothing... I think once I learn how to do that, I won't have to ask Talia for help so much for the plain stuff. And I think back plenty of times without your help.
Oh, this isn't going to be too bad. This is going to be a simple matter dropping down.
I understand. That's why I'm asking you for
Yeah.
that, because it is just knit to purl, purl to knit, or whatever it's to.
Haven't that dropped down with cables before?
But I have tinked back and stuff on my own. It's not like I always ask you to fix things anymore.
I'm going to have to get you to learn how to drop down, because once you learn that skill, Mom, you'll be golden. That dropping down gives you a lot more power.
I had to look at that class that talks about fixing your knitting. And
I had a book on that helped me figure out some concepts. I don't know what I did with my book. I probably shoved it in a...
like the little pink book?
No, I have the pink book that I love.
'Cause
That's
you-
called Knit Speak. But that one isn't the one that taught me how to fix mistakes. I actually got one when I was a new knitter that I used a gift card Grandma and Grandpa gave me to buy a book that was a spiral book, and it said something about fixing your mistakes, and it gave me some tips.
Okay. I might have one of those. I have a gazillion books. I have more books than I know what to do with. I need to actually look through them.
Knit Fix, that one right there.
Oh, Knit Fix? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll look through that. I think actually I looked through that myself one time to try and fix it, but
And like I said, I don't think I've even looked through the entire book. I've read through pieces of it once or twice, and I've never looked at it again.
because I don't do well with written instructions sometimes. I need to see it and do it. And if I just have to read the instruction, it's a little harder for me. So,
Next one is... Oh, this is a new one. In my Plover Bird Llamas bag is Kay and Heidi, I Blame You.
oh, right.
So this started life as a different project that's gotten frogged. I had a fingering weight mitered square blanket. I didn't like the weight of it. It was too light. I personally don't see and plenty of people disagree with me. Personally, I don't see the point of a fingering weight blanket
I think if you're in Texas or
that's
something,
knitted. It's just too light for my personal
yeah,
preference.
I think if you're in Texas or something, you're sitting outside in the evening or
Yeah.
something, it might be all right, but in general...
A lot of times when I knit something, I want something that has a little more weight to it. So, on the other hand, crochet is heavier. So I started the Granny Stripes pattern by Lucy of Attic 24. It's a free pattern. And I'm using scrap, sock, and finger eight yarns. It's Kay's fault because Kay mentioned it on her...
Everything's Kay's fault.
I think it was the last pop that she mentioned it.
She's mentioned it a couple times.
But that was when I noticed that she mentioned it, when she mentioned the name of the pattern and the designer, and I was able to look it up. And then I blame Heidi because I realized that the lovely mini skeins she sent me were fingering weight, and I really wanted to use them. So it's both of their fault.
They can take the hit.
And I'm basically going until each skein runs out. Each little skein runs out.
It's fun.
Um,
You just have one. You have a couple that have really long repeats.
Yes. The one with the green, black, and pink is from Davina's poncho. So this is meant to be just a little Afghan. Like for when I take a
Like a
nap.
Afghan, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe a little
more
bigger,
than an
yeah,
Afghan.
a little
Because
bigger.
it's going to be long enough for me to
It's not quite
throw over
wide
myself.
enough to be an Afghan.
But it's wide enough for me to throw
No,
over
right.
myself
But
when I
I'm,
take a
but I'm
nap.
saying it's not quite wide enough to be called an Afghan.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess technically it would be because it's too wide to be a lapghan.
Yeah.
Do you have a stitch marker in your loop? 'Cause
Yes, I do. And it's okay if it unravels itself because
It offends my sensibilities.
it's just going to keep doing it. So there we go.
Very pretty.
It's a very simple pattern.
And it's very bright and pretty.
Yes. And it's just meant to be fun. Like Kay is, I'm using an E-hook, and she and I tend to use the same hook. I like the, it's armoire.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you're trying to remember, Kay.
I like those.
It is the Clover armoire hooks, and it's an E 3.5 millimeter hook. So this is my go-to for my DK and sport weight toys.
I generally use that as well because it has a nice, comfortable... I used to use Crochet Dude, and they stopped making them. And also, to be quite honest, these armoires and the Clover, I think it is.
This is Clover.
Okay. Those, the American version and the British version, I think it's a British version because it has the different sizes.
Yeah, this has 7 in it, I think.
Yeah, that's a British version then, I think, or European or whatever. I really like those for crocheting. In fact, I use even a bee hook sometimes for my crochet toys. And I don't have problems with them because the handles are so comfortable.
Yeah. And as much as we crochet.
Yeah. Okay.
With the toys and everything.
All right. I have one more project to show you in my Turbo Knitter 64 Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse yellow bag. I have to watch the zipper because sometimes it gets caught on my project. And this is, again, the Marble Chunky. Only this is the color. This is the color that Laura Concert used on her turtle. And I'm holding this double with, this is chunky with a worsted weight.
Oh, that's pretty.
I think this is Hobby Lobby. Might be Red Heart. I don't know. Okay. So I haven't gotten very far on this, but there it is. And I might make a cowl to go with it. We'll see. But I love the color. The different colors in here. It's got blues and greens. I don't think there's kind of a little pop of yellow green in there.
It's really pretty.
So, and this is just for, you know, kind of for fun. Just kind of, I like to have hats, loom projects on the go all the time because I don't do socks, and this is helpful when I want to change projects for my hands. Although the bigger looms are a little harder for me than the smaller ones. I think because I have to figure out how to hold it without my wrist complaining. So that's that.
That's all the projects I have.
That's all the projects I have too. But I do have a writer's block. Oh, I do have an FO. Do you want me to do writer's block or FO first? Do you have an FO?
I have an FO.
Okay, let me do the writer's block first then. Now, I showed you this one in the Mom with Sea bag earlier, my Aurora the Owl. This used to be a shawl. It used to be the Winter Storm shawl from the Terribly Simple pattern by Caitlin French. And there was nothing wrong with that pattern. I just didn't want to do it.
You didn't feel like it.
I just didn't feel like it. I didn't necessarily like the way the pattern was working up in this. And
well, it's a bit of a dark yarn.
It is a dark yarn, and I wanted to make it a toy. Yes, Heidi, I want to make baby alpaca. Or
I don't think I didn't say baby.
No, just alpaca into a toy. So it's going to be an owl, and it might be a couple owls because I have a total of 3 skeins, 200 yards each. So you may see this popping up in different animals if I don't give something away. If I keep this, I may give the rest away. If I give this away, I might make another owl for myself.
Because that's what you need is more owls.
I need more owls, and I want one. So that's what that was, my frog pond. I frogged the winter saw. I just didn't want to do it anymore, so I stopped.
Okay, so that leads us on to what?
FOs.
Okay, you first.
Why me first?
Mine's been on the go for a long time.
I don't know what it is, but okay.
You do know what it is.
No, you can't show that. Oh, right. Okay. Okay, you already showed that, but okay.
No, I haven't. I only showed it on Instagram.
Oh, okay. This is a preemie hat. This one was held double. This is my peacock preemie hat. And I really like the way this can turned out. It's doubled with Hobby Lobby. I love this yarn print in the Jazz Stripes colorway and neon green Hobby Lobby, which is a baby sport weight or something like that. So it's 2 different weight yarns. And it's a really nice warm hat. And I like the way it's striped up. So it'll go to the babies as soon as I take a picture of it.
Or at least I'm going to backpack waiting to go to the babies until I have enough to really make it a worthwhile to deliver. So, surprised you forgot that I finished this.
No, I thought you already showed it. That's all.
No. This is finally the Nightwing shawl.
Yay!
Which
Look
is
at how light you can see through it.
Yes. And I think I used. I can't remember.
Colors are really good.
I don't know if it's 9s or I think I used 9s.
I don't remember 8s or 9s. It's a big shawl.
This is using Miss Babs, Yowza, Butterscane in the colorway pewter, and then fountain pen.
That's really pretty. It brings out the blue-black part of it.
Yes. And it is nice and large, which is what I wanted.
There you go.
And it actually could be surprising. It really is surprisingly warm. Like one night, usually I can't get away with wearing just a shawl at night. Usually I get too cold for that. This was enough. I think because it's, it can flip up to cover the neck, and it's a big shawl.
It has been blocked.
It has been blocked.
It's showing up a little brighter. The blue's not quite that bright. It's a little bit
and that was the
darker.
gray and the blue that you saw in this blanket.
Yeah. So it's not quite that bright. If you're looking at it here, I mean, it might show up less bright where you're seeing it than we're seeing it in the screen. But
Yeah.
it looks like it's brighter than it is.
So I'm very happy to have this done. I've wanted it done for a while.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's see. Anything else? Do you have any? Oh, you have a lot of stash enhancements.
Yes.
Do you want me to do my few stash enhancements in the Etsy shop, or do you
Sure.
want to? How do you want to work it?
Sure, go ahead.
All right. I don't have much in the way of stash enhancements. I ordered some dies from Jacquard, so I've got Aztec Gold and Golden Ochre. I think I can take it out of the bag here. Apologize for the crinkling. So it looks almost, this Aztec Gold looks almost like an orange. So I'll be interested in seeing what it looks like when I dye it up. And then this is Golden Ochre. I think it's kind of a mustard, maybe a brighter mustard. I don't know. I look forward to seeing how that works up as well. And I received, when I placed an order with Marigold Jen, and she sent me a little gift, little stitch markers, a little mitten stitch marker, little pair of mittens. So I don't know if you can see. Let me see. I'll take it out here.
Can I use that one over here?
Okay, I see.
I don't think I use this one yet.
I don't know if you can see this or not. They're mittens. It's kind of far away for you to see. But I'm looking forward to using it. I thought that was really sweet of her to send. Just kind of for no particular reason. Marigold Jen is really sweet. Okay, and then the last thing I got was, it's not knitting related. I picked up a book, and there's a little story behind this. There was a book that I read about, somebody had done research for an article I read on one of my Holy Family Institute things, and she mentioned something. She cited a book. It was a novel, and it was written in 1945 about a priest. And I went ahead and picked it up from the. It's out of print, so I had to go to one of those third-party sellers on Amazon. And I got an email from them saying that the copy they had been damaged by rain, but they went ahead and they ordered it for me from another seller. They don't usually like doing that because sight unseen. But I thought that was a lot of initiative. I don't know how much the difference in price was because theirs was a good price. And I actually think I looked at this one because it has a plastic covering to protect the dust jacket that's breaking. I was very impressed. I wish I could remember the name of the people I ordered from because they took care of it. The book is clean inside. There's no markings on it. It's attached to the binding just fine.
They could have just been like, here's your refund.
Yeah, they could have just refunded. It's like, sorry, you're out of luck, or whatever. And they didn't. They got me a new copy. Well, not a new copy. It's a 1945 book, but you know what I'm saying. And they went over and above what I expected a shop to do. So I'm looking forward to reading this when I'm finished with my other books. And the good thing about this is I was looking on the inside of this. Look at this library.
I love finding old library things and books.
What do you call that? A book plate?
Oh, I don't know what they're
and
called.
It has a name on it and everything from the library of a name. And then, but inside here it has a whole bunch of other books by this author. So if I like it, I'll have to go looking at third-party sellers to see if I can find it. But I just thought that was a neat story, that they were very, very proactive about making sure I got my order and in good condition. Okay, that's all I have for stash enhancements. And you want me to go right into Etsy so you can do yours, right? Okay. Etsy shop news. Okay. I did dye up a little bit of yarn. I was a little disappointed, and this is for all of you, okay, dyers and buyers. What do you do? How do you feel about yarn that has knots in it? I found knots in a couple yarns that I was dyeing after the fact, and so I'm going to be putting those 2 skeins on sale. But what is considered okay to not lower the price? I mean, what would you not feel bad about buying a regular price in terms of knots? 1 knot, 2 knots, or do you just not ever want to have knots in your yarn? I'd be curious to know, Heidi and a couple of you other people who are dyers who sell yarn, and then from all of you who buy yarn, how do you feel about that? Now, the yarn I dyed up this time, I did a different dye method for this, and this is a variation of Monet. You guys remember my Monet with the yellow, blue, and green? This actually only uses yellow and blue, but there we go. And
I think the other Monet was like not even acid dye, was it?
Yes, it was.
Oh, okay.
Because I did that one at Shenandoah.
Oh, okay.
So this is a different variation of Monet, and this is fingering weight. It's 437 yards of 100% BFL. And this is a limited edition for me. I'm not going to get this yarn anymore. But it'll be going up in the shop whenever I open the shop. But the big news for the shop is this. My birthday's coming up it's Monday. My birthday's Monday. So I am going to be having a coupon code beginning sometime on the 29th, that's Sunday, and going through the 31st. So at midnight of the 31st going into the 1st, it will stop for 10% off. The coupon code is Happy Birthday 2017, all caps, all one word. It will be in the thread. And I just wanted to let you know so you have a heads up before it happens. Everything in the shop that is, you have to have a minimum price, so everything in the shop that is not on sale already will be eligible for that.
So like the Monets will not be on sale more.
Well, actually, the Monets won't be in the shop yet.
Oh, okay.
If it is in the shop, they will be on sale. They will be on sale because they are above the minimum price.
Oh, okay.
Right now, the one that's on sale is not the minimum price. It's below the minimum price that they required. So that one's not on sale. But everything else that's up, if it's at the minimum price, will be on sale. It's 10% off for the 29th, the 30th, and the 31st, and the code is Happy Birthday 2017. It's all caps, all one word, and I will try to put it up as early as possible on the 29th, and it will automatically stop when it hits February 1st Eastern Standard Time. So you'll have approximately 3 days. If you're interested in some of my yarn and you want to try it, that might be a time for you to try it. And that is my news for the Etsy shop.
I almost have this all untangled. Yay! I was getting my next yarn for this blanket. Okay, so thank you. We saw the tea already from Plum Deluxe, and then birthday presents. I'm not going to show you the actual.
And we have to we're gonna have to stop pretty soon too.
Oh yeah, for a break. Not going to show you the Miss Babs gift card. That's just, no. Mom did that one year. I had to edit it out. I got a pom-pom maker. 2 pom-pom makers together, which is awesome. I have to finish the hat that I'm making with that. With a gift card for Christmas that I hadn't used yet, I bought a couple of hooks that I needed. Again, the crochet armoire. A G&E. I wasn't using this today, but a Mr. Coffee cup, a mug warmer, so I can use it with my tea, because I drink tea a ton. Oh, yay. Here are my little mini skeins I'm going to throw in my finger weight bag. One is Miss Babs, and one is Marigold Jen. And they come with your orders.
Well, the Miss Babs came with my order. Oh, wait, a long time ago.
Yeah. Davina got me this Marigold Jen for my birthday. It's a very lovely color. Its colorway is Jack. Now, you got me the Happy Snail Trails, right, Mom?
I did. Mm-hmm.
And this is the January colorway?
Mm-hmm.
So, very pretty. Enough for a toy there. Some earrings. Whoopsie. Heart-shaped. One has an EKG strip on it. And the other one has the Red Cross cross on it.
You might want to break and
Okay.
we'll come back.
Okay, we will come back.
We do not want to lose all of our footage.
No. So let me get up. And we will return.
And we're back for the last part of the, or as they say, the endy bits over at Bakery Bears.
Yes.
Did you have more stash enhancements to
I
show?
did. I just had a few more in that.
For her birthday.
Yeah. And then I had a few patterns to mention.
Yes.
I forgot to print out the front pages. I meant to, and I didn't. So, let me make sure. Davina got me a couple of bunny stitch markers.
And that's from CJ Knits.
CJ Knits.
Mm-hmm.
I love CJ Knits stuff. They make the best. They make the best stitch markers. I have like a bag that's basically full of their stitch markers. And then Davina made me a couple of necklaces. Oh yeah, this mittens stitch marker came with my Marigold Jen.
Because she sent one for me and she sent one for Talia.
Which was sweet of her.
And Marigold Jen is fantastic because I placed that order for Talia's birthday a little late and she got it to us in plenty of time for Talia's birthday.
Davina made some necklaces. There's the reddish one. I'm trying to see how it looks because I actually haven't seen it on me.
Very pretty. Is that the one that the thing broke?
No, this one's fine.
She was so disappointed because one of the beads she got was defective, so she had to fix it.
Well, she hasn't had to fix it yet. I had to figure out how the heck we're going to fix it because it's a matter of this just not being on there tight enough.
Yeah, they might have to have some epoxy or something.
Yeah.
Some kind of glue.
Because this is actually the one that I think is prettiest of them.
That is pretty.
Because the other one's a bit big.
Mm-hmm.
This one's a little bit more delicate.
Well, this one's smaller though.
Yeah.
I think that one's pretty.
Yes. So we can get the little pendant fixed. And Davina,
It wasn't
Yeah,
her.
Miss
It wasn't her craftsmanship. It was
no,
just the
it
bead.
wasn't the craftsmanship. It was
So I
the
like
bead.
this one too. It's pretty.
Yeah, this one's really pretty. Because I told her I needed a few that weren't geek because I had all these geek ones, but I can't wear them to church or anything. And this one's kind of classy too.
Mm-hmm.
And I do wear a fair amount of orange. I actually need more orange.
Whoops.
Oopsie. Stop. I forgot to reset that timer. Oopsie. There's a bunny.
Okay. So, what else do you have?
Some patterns. Let me reset this alarm. There we go. Let me open my show notes. Some people very generously gave me some patterns for my birthday. From Valeria, I received the Hayward by Susan B. Anderson.
And that is a what?
That is a, hold on, shawl, I think. The Dimple Socks by Christy Schuler from Mom. Thank you. Washington Square, which is, I think that's a sweater.
I think you said that Laura got you a sweater.
Yeah, by Kirsten Kapoor from Laura. Praline Pullover by Elma Welford from Sue, Family Diva. And then Exploration Station by Stephen West from Brian, who is
Yarniverse.
Yarniverse podcast.
Yes.
Brian's Yarniverse.
Yes.
So, thank you very much, everybody.
You made out like a bandit.
Yes, I did.
That's awesome.
I was really surprised. Thank you. Everyone was very generous with me.
Okay. That's pretty much it, except for the...
Oh, I forgot one.
What?
This wasn't I had some leftover on a gift card.
Oh, right. Mm-hmm.
And I went ahead and picked up from Heidi one of her Club Tropicana.
Now, see, that's completely different looking from the one that I've almost picked up.
I didn't realize how much orange. I really love
That's
this.
beautiful. What's it going to be?
It's like an orange red. Oh,
Toy.
it's stock weight. So it's not going to be a toy.
Double it.
No, I don't do that.
Why not?
I don't like doubling if I don't for a toy.
It'd be a lot less likely to show.
I think because it affects how it pulls.
That's
and
true.
stuff.
That's true.
I'm not sure how it's going to work out if I do.
You'd
that.
have to do a solid to double with it.
Yeah. So I will probably be using this for a pair of socks. I was thinking for the Afterthought Everything socks.
That'd be fun. She has two up in Sportway. I have one in my cart. I don't know if she's still there. I'll have to go check and see.
And then we go on to autobiography. Still reading Sister Queens, Catherine of Aragon, and Juana Queen of Castile by Julia Fox.
Okay, is that everything for you?
That's just about.
Okay, I did a little bit of work on the shared story, so I was happy about that. Haven't done a lot of writing because I hadn't had a lot of time, but I did do some, so that's good. I'm hoping that I'm getting. I'm trying to.
Oh, yeah, it's not going to work on
the
paper.
Yeah, to slide the paper along, but I'm trying to get back on a roll for writing, and I'm still reading The Shock of the Night. I'm about a little shy of halfway through. I'm kind of dawdling on it a little bit because I don't want it to be finished, but I'm going to have to finish it. And I'm still reading Mary Queen of Apostles by Reverend James Alberione. We do want to thank A Crocheting Hoovian, who is Laura, and Victorian Studio for mentioning us on their podcast. They both gave us some very nice shout-outs on their podcast, so we really appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Oh, the prizes.
Prizes?
The prizes are...
Right, but I'm not done yet.
Oh, okay.
All right, well, you go ahead. I can do thank yous after.
The prizes have all been sent out by now.
Right. We had I had a message from one of our viewers, and I'm glad she said something, because if you didn't get your prizes, we want to know that.
Yeah.
But the prizes, a couple of them went out, and then our printer went out, and then Talia was on a work schedule. So they have gone out. They go out the end of last week? Something like that?
Yeah, something like that.
The end of last week. So you should be receiving your physical prizes in the next week or so. Did you have to send one out to Canada in this last...
No, Canada went in the first batch.
Okay, so...
before the toner went out.
Okay, so you should be receiving your prizes pretty quickly now. And we apologize for the delay. We had some technical issues with the with the printer because we had no ink.
Yeah.
And okay, and we want to thank the people who commented on YouTube. And I'm sorry I forgot to mention the ones who commented last week on YouTube. We do appreciate everyone who comments wherever you comment. But Ida Vela, Angela Peckham, Vanessa Johnson, Victorian Studio, Bevan Teddy Bear, I love that name, and Sissy Knitting and Crocheting, thank you for taking the time to comment on YouTube. Thank you everybody who has commented on the Ravelry thread. And please, as we said, if you are watching us and you are not a member of the group, or you think someone might like to be a member of the group, we'd love to have you to help with the alongs and things like that. It's always fun to have more people.
Yes.
And if you're already watching us and you want to be able to win prizes and such, then please become a member of the group. We'd love to have you officially for that purpose. And if you're on YouTube and you haven't hit the subscribe button, we'd love for that as well, so we can see that you're there. In any event, we can't wait to see you next week. We wish you a very happy and blessed week full of all the things that make you happy, whether it's knitting, crocheting, anything like that. And we wish you a blessed week. This is the Pen Hook and Needles podcast, episode 234. No, I'm sorry, 243. And that's a wrap.